All right, YouTube chat. Let's have a nice audio and visual check. Coach Jay, how are you?
Doing good, Coach Dakota. How are you, man?
Doing. I just walked through the door from the flight. It was delayed by 1 hour, and then it was just in time for Monday's rush hour in Salt Lake City. So it was miserable, man. Driving another hour on top of what I expected, on top of a 1 hour delay. I showed up to my house, turned the computer on, got things set up, and yeah, here we are, everybody. Here we are. How was your trading, Coach Jay? I got chopped up, and I think I made a mistake today. Not on the execution and not on the trade itself, but quantity size, and I'll go
Okay.
through it. A lack of consistency in sizing, but other than that, how are you trading? How was your day? This market's very choppy. If you see something, or not choppy, we're seeing some volatility tonight, I guess I should say.
I kind of missed a trade during fast markets. We were talking about it, buying S&Ps at 58.20. You can see where I was looking to buy would have been the best buy of the day if you would have just held it. So I didn't get that trade, but decent day overall. I did have some options that I was managing as well. When the president said get long, I bought some QQQ options and was managing those. So that balanced it out. But I do kind of, on the future side, wish I took this trade because it was a pretty good one.
When the president said get long, and do you make some money on that?
I did. Dude said buy it, and it worked out. We don't have a deal, which is interesting, but we're getting closer to one. So
Yeah, I mean it's something else when you get insider information. Is it considered insider information since it's known to the public when to buy?
no, it's one of the, I think, as far as markets goes, from my experience, one of the craziest things we've seen. A sitting president twice in a month saying buy stocks. I don't recall a time. You've been trading for a while, Dakota. I don't recall a time that that's ever happened.
No.
Uh,
No, you have like analysts coming out saying, "Yeah, this is buy the dip opportunity." You hear that all the time, but not from somebody in the power that of a president, right?
no, not at all.
And
But I'll take it.
take what you can get, basically. This market, what we're seeing tonight, we are down a little bit. Let me go through regular rapid fire, and I'll have you, if you want to jump in whenever if you see something or want to add to it. I have my live account up and ready to go. Looking to see if we go test these 850s. I wouldn't mind a short. Maybe we could, I don't know. This is an interesting market, man. We have big news tomorrow, big data coming out. And
Yep.
let's take a look at the daily. What an interesting chart. Buy the dip. Buy the dip. We're not too far from all-time highs at this
7%
rate.
off.
Yeah, I mean, this is a big resistance level. This 21,000, big resistance, and on the daily chart around this 21,000 zone, and so a pullback makes sense. I mean, we have data tomorrow, so maybe we do get a little bit of a sell-off. And we are seeing it, as we're speaking right now. We're seeing a little bit of a pullback. Not much to review on this daily chart with CPI tomorrow. Just being cautious on that. If we zoom into an hourly chart, you can see we gapped up. We went straight up, and we kind of made a double top now. And so I'm curious to see if we get a pullback. Maybe we look for an area to make a higher low around this, I don't know, 800 level, these lower 800s. That could be a possibility. And maybe make some type of flagging pattern in a holding period until we get that data. I'm to the side. I don't know what it is, Jay. I wish I was a better buyer in this market. It's just tough when the market's rallying so hard, and my sizing has been off. If
Okay.
anybody tuned into fast markets, and
You took that last trade with a 5 lot, right?
yeah, so what I need to do is we need to put our top step risk disclosure. Nightbot already ahead of me, but yeah, top step risk disclosure in the YouTube chat. As always, this is not financial advice. It's for educational purposes only. It's not a signals class. And yeah, I took 3 trades in the New York session, 3 or 4. They were great. Nice short, worked out really well. I know a long worked out really well. And then I tried to get back into another short, and that was a bigger size, and that was a loss. So even though I was 2 for 3, it was a negative because the loss came from the 5 minis, and the winners came from 1 mini. And so that was my mistake of just like, why didn't I just stay consistent? I know I like to scale into position sizing, but yeah, that was a good example of not being
So
consistent
do
with
you
my
think
contract sizes.
do you think that initially you started too small, or the that last trade was too big? Because I know you've been keeping
I
your biggest clip
think
size around 5.
I think I started off too small. I think I started
Okay.
off too small. I was too hesitant. Um, and then when I did scale up, it was just a loss, right? And I can't decide this one's going to be a winner, this one's going to be a loser. I have
Right.
to follow that same process, and the winners and losers will take care of themselves. And I need to stay better with my position sizing. So I think that's what the main thing was. Where if those first 2 trades were just 5 minis, now this is trader math, right? If, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Yeah, the first trade I think I made 20 points on. The second trade, another 20 points, 25 points. And so if those were minis, that's 2,000, 2,500. And then that last one was only a $1,700 loser. And so I would have had a really green day. But spill milk, man. Here we are again.
Yep. I mean, this morning's trade was tough too, right? We were trying to. The president was talking at one point. The markets, we sold off early and then consolidated for almost an hour and a half before we really got going. So I wouldn't be surprised if you weren't the only trader that got chopped up in this price action. We can see really after fast markets was when we got directional, but it was a kind of tight, tough range to trade this morning.
Yeah. Did you take any trades? Remind me, please.
This morning I did take a long. I took it in the S&P. Took a long in the S&P at 31. Basically, I took that for a scratch, and then I did take a short that I took for a scratch as well, and missed out on taking this long setup right here. Tonight I did take a long that I got stopped out of, so I'm down 360 right now. Um, but yeah, it was and Andre said it right. I was talking about taking this trade this long. He's just like, "Are you putting on a trade just because you're antsy?" And I think it was a little bit of that because we really
Mm-hmm.
didn't get directional. But from a price perspective, right, this is a trade that normally doesn't fit anything that you guys have seen me really do on Topstep TV, right? This was one where I told Andre, if I buy this, I have to buy it and then walk away, right? Because I know it's going to take a while. There's no momentum at this moment. But on a price basis, it's a good trade. It's just not one that I would be able to sit here and watch because I know myself. I'm going to overmanage this trade when ultimately it hit price targets. Right, 58.60 was what I was looking at to the upside, but not a trade that I took.
Yeah. Fair enough. What about tonight? What are you looking at tonight?
Looking at a potential long back into this range. I took one already, and I may take it again here.
Get back up towards the 920s, 940s.
Right. Yeah, in the NASDAQ, it would be kind of a long right here looking for 920s, and then the S&P, which I'm going to trade. I'm just going to put this on now. I'm going to buy 2. So I'm long to S&P 58.51 half.
All right. There we go.
And just looking for this to push back up.
I like it. Where's your CYA?
45, 58.45. What's up, Aaron? Aaron trades in the chat. Coach Hoop.
Oh, there we go. Early morning, right? For you, Aaron. You're waking up. It's morning time. Correct me if I'm wrong. Morning or it might be night.
I think it's morning.
Yeah, that's right. It's morning. They're just waking up.
Aaron had the privilege of getting that crazy move this morning in London, or watching, streaming that, whatever that 400 point move in the NASDAQ was this morning, on the tariff news.
I know. I got a message from my friend. He's like, "Hey, did you see that?" And like, this is the middle of the night. I'm like, "What?" I looked at my phone. And that's why I sent out that post. I'm like, "Look, it's a freaking meme stock. What just happened?"
Seriously.
And oh man, this market.
Let's see what else we got.
For it to rotate back up into those ranges. Okay. Where's your target? Okay.
58.62 is my target right now. I just kind of have it up there. I'm gonna watch if we even get any price action in my favor. Watch what happens at 58.60s. But again, just looking to kind of trade back into this range. I don't really see this VWAP here, this red line, as being too directional. So just looking for a rotation back up.
Okay. And we do have CPI tomorrow. I mean, it would make sense that we don't go in either direction too crazy.
Now that I look at this on his 30-minute chart, we'll see. We'll see how much I actually like this trade. I'm gonna leave it, but
paralysis by overanalysis.
No. Sometimes I get in a trade, and this morning, for example, I took that short, and I took it off for scratch, and it was the right call. Right, I was short, and where was I short in the S&P? I was short right around here, 58.14, and when we bounced, I took the trade off, and it was the right call at that moment. Now, you're right. When you change your trade ideas like that, do you open it up to kind of second guess every decision that you make? But sometimes you just don't feel it. And it worked out this morning because, the market went up 50 points from where my entry was. We'll see. This one's okay.
Okay. Paralysis by overanalysis. Who doesn't do that in the chat? And you know what? I forgot.
Yeah, seriously.
Some music. Let's see if I could.
Hey, there we go.
Some music into the chat.
That's what we needed. That's what we needed for this trade to get going.
That's what we were missing. Let's see. How's that working? Does everybody hear that okay? Is it too loud? Too quiet? Let me know. Jay, can you hear it?
Yeah, it sounds good to me.
All right. Let's see if we'll get this market pumping to the north. Or if we just sell off.
I know you said you were looking for a short.
Was, right? I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I like the trade that you're in. I don't mind watching your trade. I might join you if we consolidate here, and then we could break back above 20,900 in the NASDAQ.
Dallas Bone is telling us to look at the Japanese yen. Oh, well, yeah, it's just going to the moon right now.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Okay.
What's the Nikkei doing then?
Good question.
Let's see that.
Selling off.
It's just selling off, yeah. That makes me think we could just break down, to be honest. What did the NASDAQ finish ending up today, percentage-wise?
It was
NASDAQ and ES.
I should know this because I quote them every day. The NASDAQ was up about 4%, and the S&P was like 3.5%.
Man, that's huge. Do you think it's...
Yeah, 4% is crazy. And I mean, most of the move happened in that gap up.
Do you think it's ever going to be a situation where it's too far too fast?
What do you mean? For us to not be able to get in the trade?
No, the fact
or just
that
getting overextended.
Overextended, yeah.
I think if it goes too quick, then yes, right? I think if it happens Right, like, and that's why, like you said, this pullback here, I wouldn't be surprised at. I think it's healthy for us to see a pullback. I mean, that's counter what my trend is saying. I'm sorry, counter what my trade is saying. But yeah, I think if we get overextended, but you'll see it, right? Kind of like gold, right? Where we had this move in gold where we got extended and then we had this blow off top with a long wick on the daily. It has the potential to, but I don't know. President said buy it.
When the president says buy it, you don't sell.
Right.
We've seen what happened to me this morning.
You could. Richard Harris, I think we may be screwed in this long. Let's see. Stop is where it is.
We could get a 50-point bounce at any moment, or 200-point bounce.
Maybe in about 5 minutes where we normally see that
Little spike in volatility.
spike in volatility.
Yes, sir.
What I'm kind of looking at where my stop is below is like this MOC move right here, right? This started the MOC move. 58.47s is the low of that candle. As long as we stay inside of that, I think we're good.
Okay, I could see that.
That's why my stop is where it is.
Well, we're holding pretty nice in this little range that we've made.
So far. I think we've been seeing that kind of injection of liquidity in the equities and in gold right around 8 p.m. Central Time. So that's kind of what I'm expecting the next part of this move will be.
Okay.
Dakota, did you see that the Mavs got the #1 pick?
I did, man. It's you said business decision. Business decision for sure.
Yep. Yeah, business decision. The NBA knows what's good for ratings. It's entertainment at the end of the day, right? So
I guess. Coach Hoop says rigged. Have you traded gold? You're still in this. Okay, we'll finish this long out and then we'll take a look at gold. I know with Coach Hoop in the chat, Coach Hoop always has a few eyes on gold.
why don't we look at gold actually? Since we got 2 minutes before this spike in volume usually comes in. Why don't we take a look at gold to see if there's any potential here?
Okay.
I'm okay with what I'll watch this trade on the side.
Yeah, fair enough. Let's take a look.
30-minute in gold. We had this gap down, right, where everything else gapped up. And then we had the crazy London candle, which is here. Kind of trading right in the middle of that right now. If equities are going to continue to rally, what I'm looking at in gold right now is on this open, right, when in about a minute and a half, I want to see kind of reaction around 3270s up here. I won't take a long into it because I don't know that I want to buy gold right now.
Okay.
But looking at what happens around this 3270 and then just risking above these highs, I'll probably take the trade with micros. But watching in this general area here. Right now, I don't see much of a trade.
Gold's been selling off. Equity's been going straight up. But ES is holding here.
For now. I had a trade earlier that came to within 1 tick of my stop. Held on for a little bit. Let's see if this one does the same.
Let's get these markets going up. Would you ever consider? Gold? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Gold rollover. I actually don't know. Coach Hoop would probably know that. Coach Hoop, if you can put that in the chat. What were you saying, Dakota? Would I ever consider?
No, I was gonna say, would you ever consider? Do you add to trades, scale in, scale out?
Yeah,
How was
I
that
did this
process?
morning actually in that S&P trade I was in. So the original entry I took was at 34s, and then I added one at 27 when we kind of held this general area. For this trade here, I wouldn't add below 53, right? Because I need to see some. I'm in a decent enough position. I need to see some type of favorable price action before I want to continue to add to this.
Right. All right. It's catching. Buyers are stepping in. Buyers are stepping in.
Let's go.
Great trade.
Mm, still a loser right now, but let's see.
Not the fact that we're holding.
Right.
The only
I
way I wouldn't
understand
like
it.
it is if we break that support we have right in the ES. I,
Oh yeah, below this trade is cooked. Below
yeah.
47s. All right, there's a case to maybe put my stop below this, but I think if we get down here where my stop is, that's just gonna get run anyway.
Chat. Are you long or short? Let's take a look at the tilt. The tilt's 50-50. 51% short, if that means anything.
Lunatic says we need a coffee or a Red Bull. As soon as these markets start moving, we'll wake up. So it's funny because every slow markets that we've had on Mondays and Wednesdays has started out the exact same way, where the markets aren't doing anything. We're just chill, kind of hanging out, just watching things, and then
Yep.
all of a sudden we get some volume spike and we'll wake it up. But if you're saying we'll sound a little sleepy, chat, we'll wake it up for you.
Hey, it's Monday. I had a long flight. We're chilling. We're relaxing for a Monday. All right, we have big data coming out early in the morning. Chat's going. It's a big. Chat's mixed on direction. Play any poker? Yeah, I did. No, I did not play poker with Rips, but I did play poker on my own.
So what was that like, man? I saw your post on X. You were talking about sitting there, kind of watching me. I think he had what a 300 grand pot that he won.
Yeah, I mean it was intense. It's definitely intense when there's $1 million just sitting in the middle of sitting on the table, and you're just watching them, bet 5,000, then 20,000, and I'm made my stomach turn. I'm just like, I
Yeah,
don't think I could do that, right? But then it's about perspective still,
for
right?
sure.
Because me or you, if we would bet $50, $100 for us, it's like, okay, we get that. We could that's relative to us. But then to them,
Right.
is that relative? For some of the guys, I guess it is. I understand that. For me, I'm most that I was willing to risk was $1,000.
Yeah.
So I put $1,000. I ended up, the first night I was profitable. The second night I gave back some. The third night I was profitable again, and then that was it. And I didn't sit there forever. It was like 2 hours.
Yeah.
I,
So
I
the
Go
chat
ahead.
is saying, people in the chat are like, oh yeah, says the guy who puts on 5 contracts all the time, or you're always risking thousands of dollars. Why do you think it's different?
Oh, because
Like what?
I have a solid process for trading, and I'm used to trading, right? I'm a trader. You don't just enter into some random, I don't want sport. You don't go into something you don't know and just dump in and go risk on for something that you don't really know for sure, right? That's like saying I'm a NASDAQ trader. I'm going to jump into cattle and put, max con or my max position size on, or my full position size on.
Right.
It's just not what you do, right? Or anything. I don't know if that's a good analogy, but it's as close as I can get.
This long turned into a short. Yeah, I mean, 58.50 is kind of right above
We're holding
us, right?
still.
Still
Nothing's
holding.
changed.
There's really nothing to do here.
We got in, you got in, and We're just waiting
Honestly,
for
the
these
only thing to
markets
do
go
would
up.
be to just cut this trade right here.
Don't. What do they say? Jariet.
Lenny it.
Lenny it. Jerry.
Yeah.
Lenny. Jimmy. One of
Saw
those.
I saw a quote. It was like, actually, let me find it. I'm gonna misquote it, and I don't want to misquote it. Keep talking, Dakota.
Yeah. Jerry, Jimmy, Lenny. It happens all the time. I do it. You do it. We all freaking do it. We get into a trade and we screw it up by adjusting, adding to it, switching position size, adjusting your stop loss, adjusting your take profit, and the next thing you know, day loss limit or a loss, and then you get pissed off.
Yeah, here it goes. I don't know if this is a fact, a Japanese legend or not, but it says if you get on the wrong train, get off at the nearest station. The longer it takes you to get off, the more expensive the return trip will be.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. It's
I
the same
think
with
you can
trading.
relate that to trading, right?
Yeah.
If I get in a trade and I say, you know what, I think this is going in the wrong direction, it's okay to get out. That's kind of what I did this morning, right? And it saved me, right? I realized I was on the wrong train, got off, and it saved me some money.
Yeah, I mean, I say it all the time. I said it's cheaper to get out and then back in than to just hold on and hope it turns around. That's good. That's a really great analogy. It's like, yeah, if you think you're in the wrong train, just get off at the next stop and then, reevaluate. Are you going the right direction? And then if you believe you are, then you get back on a train, or the further away from your original starting point, the harder it is to backtrack if you're in the wrong one. So,
Yep. Does anyone, if anyone has ever lived in New York City, in your younger days maybe, you probably fell asleep on a train after a night out or something, and then you realize I lived uptown Manhattan a couple years ago, and got on a train, was out with some friends late night, got on a train to get back home, and when I woke up on the train, I was going back downtown. And that's exactly what you have to do. Get off the train, call an Uber, and just we're going in the wrong direction.
Wrong direction. If it's a plane, you're cooked. Yeah, you just have to get off at that destination. Yeah, and that's what.
Yep.
I don't know if there's an analogy for that. Different transportation types. Micros, right? It's easier to get off a slow-moving train using micros than it is just a bullet, like a airplane, just full port. It's harder to get off on that one. All these analogies. Tell the pilot to turn around. Hey man, I forgot my cell phone.
Still holding here. Any other markets moving? This is a pretty slow market. I mean,
No.
how, like you said it, Dakota, how much are we really expecting with CPI tomorrow?
I like your trade. I like the longs, Jay. I really do. I think we could just bounce and rally.
That's what I'm hoping for.
There is a chance that we flush, run some stops just below that, and then turn around. I do know that sometimes when we pick a direction in the Asian session, we typically grind that direction until maybe an hour before London. 1 or 2, 3. There's like a 3-hour window right there that we reverse at that time. But I mean, regardless, it looks like we should be able to get some type of buyers stepping in here, even if it's not for a complete reversal for this session, but at least to your entry or so. Could be wrong. That's why we don't.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, won't be the last.
Want to see ES go to 827? I mean, that would be. Yeah, I could see that. Let's go to 862 first before we get to 827, and everything is right with the world.
Everything's right with the world.
Are you on fast markets tomorrow, Dakota?
I am. Fast markets, bright and early tomorrow morning. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get me a drink.
Yep, sounds
Grab
good.
me a water and talking. It's been a while. It's been a while. So go over the weekend not talking so much, and then you talk early in the morning, then travel and yeah, talking. Yeah, it's
Gotta drink some tea.
drink something. That's for sure.
All right. Chat, if you guys see any other markets moving, let me know. I'm going to pull up the quote board and see if there's anything else. I'm going to sit in this ES trade. But if there is another market moving that you guys are seeing, let me take a look at micro Bitcoin, actually. This has been pretty interesting over the past couple of sessions. Right now, it's not doing too much. But I would not hate looking for a spot to get long micro Bitcoin. Probably somewhere closer to this 200 moving average on the 30-minute. This white line here down at 101. NASDAQ's moving. Yeah, I mean, equities kind of in general, if I was trading the NASDAQ, I'd probably be looking for a similar trade to what I'm in the S&P here. I've kind of just been avoiding trading the NASDAQ lately. But yeah, would be looking for the same trade in the NASDAQ, kind of rotate back up into this range if we don't get any continuation. And this was the power hour candle, kind of holding those lows, which looks good. Looking for this to rotate back up to 900. When will the 50% payout cap be removed for XFA traders to complete with Topstep's competition? Andrew just answered that. Not at any time soon. Not any time that I can think of. But maybe. See if we got any other questions in the chat. Do you guys have a rule that live and breathe by that you would recommend to everyone new and older in their trading journey? Don't lose your account. That's the rule. Measure your risk, right? That's most important. You're going to take losses, but measure your risk. I told you guys last week I had a gold swing trade that I really wanted to hold on to the long side. I was completely wrong about that trade, but the risk was measured, and getting out of that trade allowed me to get into a better trade, getting long the equities. So measure your risk and accept when you're wrong. That's probably the biggest thing. Accept when you're wrong. Right? Like if this S&P, I think you're on mute, Dakota, but if this S&P trade stopped me out, or if this S&P trade came to my stop and we got to within a tick of it, and then I just take this and go like that, that's not accepting being wrong, right? That's hoping that the market's going to stop and turn around if I just give it more room. But there's nothing to say that it can't get down here, right? We just had a trader say they were targeting 27, so I could be moving my stop to a place where I'm not okay paying for. So I'm okay paying right here. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
I was gonna say it's the best loser wins. That's you're gonna lose. You're gonna take losses.
Dakota, I'm gonna try to reshare my screens. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it blurry on their side?
What's that?
Oh, my screen's blurry?
Oh, let's see. A little bit. Let's see. I'll put mine up. How's that, chat?
Yours look clean.
All right. Chat can see this. Is the NASDAQ going to go up?
Came right to my right up to my entry and rejected.
Let's see.
Perfect resistance right at my entry.
Let's see if we could get your charts fixed. Yeah, I don't know. They're playing around with these charts and it's a little bit blurry, man. That's all right. That's okay. We'll watch my charts.
Right.
We'll watch the NASDAQ. See if we could
I'll
find
call.
buyers or if it's just gonna sell off. I got it up. We'll put it up on this dual charts over here. Got the 1 minute and the 5 minute. It seems like sellers are stepping in every time we get a bounce. So buyers aren't taking control yet. We might need a
Not
flush
yet.
out. I don't know. Looked like there for a moment we was going to break through those 80s, but we didn't. Let's see if we can. But I love to see it test 900s. We did. Where's all the buyers at from today, man? That's what we want to see.
Yeah, it might be tired or
Okay, I'm gonna
just
get
waiting.
in.
You getting along?
Yep. I don't mind risking 9 points. Let's see if these 76s will hold.
Trading micros or minis?
These are the minis.
Minis.
Is that stop loss too tight? It's the next question. I think that's a fair stop loss. Stop loss is a better entry. Traders in the chat saying. Let's just pump this market up. Come on.
I mean, seriously, did the world not hear the president say bye?
Yeah.
What's going on? Why are we hanging
President
out
buy. We got this trade deal going on, or is
here? Right.
well,
Everything's
you know
right.
what the markets, Jay? That's yesterday's news, man.
That is true.
That was so yesterday. Now what? Now we need something else to feed this market. That's done and over with. That was already yesterday. It's came and gone. Now we sell off until we get some other news.
Yeah. Someone in the chat said people got short attention spans. That is true, right? It's like, okay, that was good for today. Now what next?
That was good for the couple hours.
Right.
Next.
Gold is pretty consolidated too. And again, this price action is not surprising with CPI tomorrow, PPI on Thursday. The market seems to kind of just consolidate between headlines. That's what we're doing right now, but we can't try to force it to do anything. Just taking the opportunities in between. What price are you long from, Dakota?
I'm long from 882. I'm not liking it. The fact that we didn't break through those 82s right there, right then. If we didn't break through right there, right then, we need to right here, right now. Sure is taking its time, though.
Yes, it is. eBay says, do I only trade micros? Are there any setups I go to minis? I mean, this trade is in 2 minis. The trades I took this morning were in minis. I trade either or in my personal account. Depends on the setup. Depends on how I feel that day. But I'll trade minis. Not a whole lot of them. Max position size for me is going to be about 5. But average trade, if I'm trading minis, is like 2 to 3.
Ooh, let's see if I could get your charts not blurry. Let's see how skilled I am with getting these charts fixed up. Yeah, nope, I'm struggling. Let's go back to mine. Let's see if this NASDAQ could pump. Come on, chat. Let's head up to 900s.
True Expression says you're looking for a Topstep in-person conference.
That would be cool.
That might be on the way.
That would be really cool. We talked about Top Step Trader League. We're talking about the studio. So much is going to be going on. Top Step is always pushing and moving everything forward. All right, come on, market. Get through those 80s. We've seen lots of volatility, and we showed up, and it's just laid a goose egg over here.
This is what Dolby says about range trades, right? You don't get to choose how it gets to the other side of the range.
Nope. Even though we just want it to go straight. As soon as we get into the trade, we want it to go right in the direction. Like if we get in long, we just want it to go immediately straight up. Right? We don't want it to take its time. We don't want ups or downs. We don't want to have to be patient. We want it to be just straight up. That's the hard part, right? Oh, come on, market.
Checking on this Knicks game really quick. Okay, not looking bad. JL Weimer says, Dakota, where are the tunes tonight? I can hear him.
Yeah, I can hear him too. I can hear. The tunes are going to give us a loss over here.
Turn it down.
How's that, chat?
Yeah, sounds good.
Oh, market's reacting positively to those tunes.
Turn it up.
We're going to just turn it up. The louder it gets, the higher it goes.
Just drown out all the sellers. It's working. The buyer said, oh, wait, the party started. I didn't realize.
Got to get above those 80s. This is the resistance area. We can start mooning. Don't stop it. Don't stop it. Need to see those 90s.
I think with the music turned up, I have a little bit of an echo, but OS, am I going to gov ball? Too old for gov ball.
Yeah, I turned your echo down just a little bit.
All right, cool. But if you go, have fun.
There we go. Get into those 90s. 91. 92. 94. I think we've seen 95. No, I don't want to get out of the full position. Almost clicked out. I went to close off one and I had 5 queued up. I don't want to get out of the full. Well, right now it looks like it was a good idea. Let's see. Let's pump it into 900, 20,900. Come on.
In chat, I'm still long. I didn't get out.
Oh, we gotta adjust your charts. Look freaking messy, man.
I don't know what's going on.
Let's reshare it again.
Maybe if I put it on I'll put it on a higher res screen.
Nothing to see. We gotta wait. Let me know when you're sharing them again.
Yep. 1 second.
You say you have an echo. Let me see if I can make sure you are adjusted. You should be good. Okay, I want to see about some of my. I've saved some songs in a playlist.
All right, I just reshared. Is that any better?
I don't know, chat. Is that better?
Better or worse, chat?
It looks better right now. It's not the best, but it works. It works. Still blurry and echo. I think that was a sign. When I tried to get out of 1, it almost got me out of 5, and that was at 895. That the platform was telling me to get out, but I said no, and now it's pulling back. No, man. Don't tell me that was it.
Yeah, GDL, I see that. GDL is saying that there is a short signal that we talk about all the time during at the buzzer, kind of playing out right here. So while my target was where it was, I didn't really expect this momentum to continue to the downside. So my target is that view up from the full session. I have to move it down now because that is at 57s now in the S&P.
Come on, let's pump back up. I want to see 900s. It says the echo's insane, really. How about that?
Check, check. Still echoing?
No echo on my end, man.
I think turn off guess one video audio.
No, that's. Do a mic check if you could, Jay.
Check, check. Yeah, because I'm coming in on music as well.
Ah, that's why. You are coming on in music. We found the problem. Okay, how's that? Let's do a check now.
Test 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you still are.
Just mute the first source. The second source should be all right.
We're good. We're good.
Guys, the chat is always funny. It's like, oh, this guy's using a Temu microphone. Topstep, buy him a microphone. Topstep did buy me a microphone. Shout out to Danielle and Jack. This Shure microphone is pretty good.
The echo's on purpose.
Yeah, echo's intentional.
Where'd these buyers go?
Still holding up here. So, Dakota, here's a question. People ask this all the time, and I don't know why it's a question, but why do you sometimes trade a combine when you have a live account?
Oh, man. So whenever you see me trading combines when I'm in a live account, I'm either locked out, meaning I've taken my loss and I'm done trading my live, or I'm locked out with profit and I'm done trading my live, or it's not the right conditions, where it's like, say, CPI, or it's like, man, these markets are a mess. I don't want to trade my live account, so I'm going to get some practice in. And then I do it in a combine account and use, or, you know, when I'm teaching, right? When we're in class and we're doing some instructions, and there's that.
Yep, there you go. We cannot get back.
Hold on, nothing, man.
Whole lot of nothing. And why is he trading a live account? Why isn't he trading a live account? Trade your live account in this environment, Dakota.
No, thank you.
Lose money in less than ideal conditions for entertainment, right? And sometimes you have to admit where there's nothing for you to do as a trader. You know, we could almost make the case that we don't even necessarily need to have these trades on, right? Where I talked about I could just flatten this because it feels like the wrong train. Wouldn't be the most entertaining stream, and I'm not saying we're putting on trades for the sake of entertainment, but I like the risk management of, hey, these aren't great conditions, and not taking a trade if you're not seeing it.
Yep. Here we go. Here's the pump. Back into the 90s, maybe?
Gold dropping. Yeah, see, gold didn't really get where I was looking for it to go.
Let me know if that's too loud, man.
This is perfect.
Yeah, Chad always wants to see us trading live. They don't want to see good habits.
Gonna be some interesting things happening on Topstep TV in the next couple months.
Yes, sir.
Great song.
Yeah, there's 100 contracts sitting there at 85.5.
Okay, now we're getting interesting. Let's see what happens here.
Let's see if those will get filled.
All right, Dakota, your turn to dance on stream now.
No. I only get danced if I get paid for it. Now it's going to get interesting. Yeah, if those 100 contracts get filled and we start pushing higher. Or is it going to spook the market? Chat. So I'm a stripper now. Yeah, don't dance for free. What'd you guys learn, chat? You don't do anything you're good at for free.
Did that get filled? What was that? 83s?
Did that get
Yeah,
filled?
it did.
I don't know.
It
Did it?
Yep. At 885s. Yeah, it got filled.
All right, time to pump.
Yeah, let's wake up now. Gold did sell off pretty nicely right at 8 p.m. Central. So go, gold keeps selling. This is good for these longs that we're in. I think this is the perfect kind of, not try to force anything. Sometimes you're going to look at your charts and it tells you that there's no money to be made from them. And if you do, it's like, can I repeat what's going to happen here if this trade works out? Maybe, right? Maybe I could buy this down here, but again, this really feels like a 50-50 here. I wouldn't mind cutting this. Sell one for the rally. could.
You're still in that long, Jay?
Yeah, I'm still on.
All right.
Still on.
Let's get it.
Not a whole lot going on here. Dakota, you got any tips for dealing with emotional trading?
Size down. Size down. That's always going to be my number one tip. If you are struggling with emotional trades, or once you're in a trade, any type of feelings or emotions, the best thing, always the best thing, is to size down. You're not going to get emotional over 20 bucks.
Shout out to Mark Rose in the chat, one of our VIP lunatics from season 2. Just threw my quote back at me. If you're on the wrong train, I don't think you. What's funny is I don't think this is the wrong train, but this is one of those where they get to the station and say, "Ladies and gentlemen, due to track difficulties, we're going to be stuck at this stop for an hour." This is one of those trains. This might take 3 hours.
This feels like the traffic driving home today.
Right. Train got some track maintenance coming up soon.
There we go. We knew it was going up. No doubt.
Nice. I think you got a better entry than me, but I'm back to green on this trade. What's your target on that, Dakota?
I'm gonna look for us to test 900s first, and then I'll close maybe 1 or 2 out there, and then trail the rest. What about
Tyler
you, Jay?
Jackson. Shout out to Tyler Jackson. First payout ever. 2K buffer and a 1K payout. Nice job. Put money in your pockets. The Knicks are winning.
Wow.
Let's go Knicks.
We're winning too, man.
So much winning.
So much winning.
So kind of where we're sitting right now in the S&P is the high of the opening range from the New York session, right at 52.75. So just looking for some buyers here.
Man, what a chop. This feels like the damn New York session.
You know what that means, though? If this is like this tonight, then the New York session should be a pretty good trade. Unless, of course, London takes all of the air out of the markets, right, and runs another 400 points while we're asleep, or while I'm asleep. I'm not going to be up for London session, but usually when we get consolidated overnight, we should see some price action during the day. Alex, yeah, I have. Alex is asking about anchoring view up, because I anchor view up to pretty much everything, anchoring it to the high and low of candles. It's interesting. It's not something that I don't know that I'll use it all the time, but I definitely, just back tested it a little bit, looked at some charts, and it gives you a little bit of a different signal. I would have to figure out exactly when I would anchor to highs and lows, but I see what you're looking at there.
right, I'm just gonna get out.
Yep. Same here. I did the same thing. Yeah.
Did you?
Yep.
Minus 300, 3 points. Minus 3 points on that.
Yeah. Just never really got going there.
Nope. Nope.
Do you see a short here?
Yes, I do, Jay.
Okay. Okay. You just flip it and go the other way?
Reversal challenge?
Reversal challenge on slow markets in a, what's the range? It's probably a little bit better in the NASDAQ.
Look at that question. Or that comment. Those comments sometimes make me feel bad for some people. CEO Sam says, Dakota said we knew we were going up and blew an account. Who blew an account, Sam? Did you blow an account being a sheep?
You know what? I'm going to read, I'm going to balance. We need balance in life, right? So shout out to Gautam Trades. Says, hey coaches, I've withdrawn $12,000 in the last 2 months. I'll be qualified for a $15,000 payout after 2 winning days. Thank you so much for the VWAP. You've made me profitable on a lower time frame. Gautam, shout out to you. That is amazing. $12,000 in 2 months. That is you're paying yourself a pretty decent salary right there. And you said I made you profitable. I didn't. I just shared information. That's my goal here. Share information. You take it and do what you want with it. But that's my goal here, right? To try to hopefully help traders see how I see the markets. But then you guys are going to take the information and implement it your own way. So shout out to you. That's awesome.
Yes. I mean, even 12,000 in a month is amazing. And if you break that down on like a day-to-day basis, it's not a lot, right? It's not these flashy P&Ls on a day-to-day basis. It's consistency. Like what, $500 or even $100 a day, right? That's still $2,000.
Slow markets. Okay, so I'll ask you, Dakota. I know we got CPI tomorrow, but you named this session slow markets because this is where you normally kind of find a level, say, hey, I want to buy it here, put on a slow markets trade. With the conditions that we're currently still in, are you still kind of staying away from those slow markets trades for right now? Right?
Yes.
At night, you get any random headline?
Yeah, this is still not regular conditions with what we're seeing, right? We've seen that over the weekend. We've seen it today. We've seen these headlines come out overnight where holding a trade overnight, if you're in the right direction, you've seen how great it can be. Could you imagine if you held a long overnight? You sat pretty well last night.
Right.
The market just rallied and it just shot straight up. Until we get more stability in what's going on with headline, like less sensitivity to these headlines, then yes, I will be willing to hold trades overnight again. But until then, it's not. I don't want to be holding a trade overnight unless I'm already in a trade taking profits and I've already adjusted my stop loss. So yeah, there's a difference. Yeah, and this market's just right back to the entry. So scratched on that trade. You scratched your trade, right? And
Yep.
We're just sitting here, Chop City.
Gold looks like it wants to sell. You know what's going to happen. You're going to end the stream, and then the markets are going to go crazy.
I know. But we're ending the stream on time tonight.
Yep.
Gonna get some much-needed sleep.
Nice. The Knicks are playing right now. The Knicks are winning right now.
Are they really?
Yeah, up 3. 10 minutes ago. There's a lot of game left. Here we go. Gold selling.
Yeah, it is. There's 100
Gold
contracts coming in at 22.8. Well, there goes gold. There goes gold. Gold selling, hoop. Selling, selling. What a move in gold.
Anyone short gold, chat? Quinn G, short from 32.40.60. Nice trade. Very nice trade. What's your target? If you're short, what's your target? What are you guys looking for here? See, we kind of ran these lows at 32.25s. If you're short, what's your target in gold now? You have a great trade on.
I could see 112s, 113s. I don't know. Where's Coach Hoop at?
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. 32.12s. 3200s. This might be the slowest slow markets that I can remember in a long time. But that's all right.
I know.
Makes you appreciate when the times when they're moving. It's like the weather in New York, right? Somebody was trying to tell me that Southern California is better than New York City, because the weather's nice all the time. But when you have something all the time, can you really appreciate it? Right?
That's true, right? I mean, it's the same with these markets. We've had this volatility for so long, and it's like, can we really appreciate it?
Right.
What? And then same. When it comes to let's think about the bigger perspective. Chat, everybody here, is we've had these prop firms. Like I remember my first experience with a prop firm. I didn't believe it was real. To hear someone say, "Yeah, come on, you can come trade this demo account, and if you make pretend money in your demo account, I'll pay you the same in real. But then you just have to give me, a couple $100." That's what? Are you a Nigerian prince? Like, what's going on here? It just seems so weird and so sketchy, and like I'm just no way this is it. And so my understanding at the time when I was younger in high school, and I'm just like a real prop firm. I was trying to trade my like live account. It was really small. It was like $1,500, and I was trying to get like some type of track record, study finance, so that way I could go to an actual prop firm, apply for it, show them like, hey, I'm in finance. I'm still going to college. I'm going to be getting my bachelor's. I'm also trading this live account, and here's my 6 months track record. Even though it's like $5 a day, and just it's like that experience. And then put an application. Hopefully they accept me so that I could trade maybe $25,000, which is what you needed minimum to do day trading. So that's what I came from. And then to see this and what has evolved into this prop firm world, it's just like, it's kind of a little unreal. And we take a lot of it for granted on this technology that we have, this, easy access to day trading and capital and opportunity is something unheard of.
Yes, it is. Trader Emil says, prop firms had me abusing size for 2 years. I thought I knew myself. I didn't. I mean, is it the prop firms had you abusing size, or did you see it as an opportunity to over leverage with a cheap barrier to entry? I get what you're saying, right? Where you immediately, you pay $150 and you have the access to trade 15 contracts or however many, or, some prop firms hey, trade with 20 accounts and multiply your leverage. But I think it's still an opportunity to kind of learn about the markets, and hopefully do it at less of a cost than trading in the real markets. Um, but again, like anything, it's about how you approach it, right? Some people say, oh, a personal account is better. Yeah, sure. I mean, you could take 20 grand, put it in a personal account, and trade the same size. Um, but if you don't learn on a prop firm how to respect risk, uh, that 20 grand could be gone the same way that $150 is, as quick.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same discipline. And this market, right where our entry is just
Yeah.
flatlined. Flatlined.
Sometimes that happens. This is where you practice patience, right? Review your trades. If you're not looking to take a trade right now, review what you've done for the day. Uh, Maybe take off for the night. I know for me, and I saw somebody in the chat saying, where's the volume? Right now, I'm looking for it. While we're sitting here, another 10 minutes or so, if there is any markets that are moving with volume, gold has probably been the only one. Seeing it kind of bounce off the lows there, where I kind of feel like I may have missed the trade. I am seeing potential long opportunity in gold if we close the next 3 minute candle. Actually, we already kind of got the close above.
Market's looking heavy though. NASDAQ's looking heavy. We're starting
Yeah.
to push down. I'm gonna. It's tempting. It's tempting to take a short here. I'm short. I'm short, Jay. We'll see. I'm
Short
risking
NASDAQ.
Yeah, I'm short NASDAQ. Risking 7 points to see if we could come back down to these mid 60s and have an opportunity to break through a new low. Break this low. CYA is at 84, so it's tight. I feel like this is what I was doing actually the New York session, man, where we just need to be buy low, sell high in this chop.
Right. Said you sounded unenthusiastic about that. I'm short. I'm long gold. 4 micros, 32, 31.70.
It's like, all right, Jay, I'm short.
I'm short.
Buy sideways. There's not an option to bet whether it's going to go to the right, is there? We don't have
Nope.
theta
Right.
yet.
Just like,
Where's
gonna
options?
keep going that way. Yeah. Chat, if you're long gold, if you're short gold, I'm not fading you. And even if I was fading you, you'd be winning right now. This trade is really not working out. Again, it's a trade that I would take. We saw some high volume at these lows. We saw a candle close above it. That short is looking pretty good right now, Dakota. Dakota, question from the chat. Have you seen SPX hourly options?
I have not. Is that hourly options?
If it wasn't degenerate enough.
What in the world?
It's like, what you got? I'm selling options on this next 1 minute candle. Is it blue or green, or red or green? I said blue. Looking at my charts, red or green. I know there's a, what is it, Nadex? Nadex is that platform with the binary options.
Yeah. Yep.
I would stay far. I mean, I don't want to talk negatively about any platform, but that is a level of. It's like, just go to the slots.
Binary hourly options.
Yep.
Let's see if we could push to those 60s. We hit 70. We could go watch some freaking paint dry for this.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, Wowzer, no, those are not in Topstep. Nope, Topstep, you can only trade futures products for now.
Someone in chat's traded Nadex.
I'm curious. I mean, I'm sure there's a couple. We saw people saying Nadex and pocket options. Yeah, they.
What happened to the music? That's what's going on. That's what's wrong.
Holding up a little bit here. Yeah, Grizzly Greg asking about the binary hourly options. It's like an over-under, right? In the next 30 minutes, does this candle close above or below this price? I almost don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah, that gets to what? That's Deegan level stuff right there.
Yep.
This market, man. Let's get it. It's still looking heavy. We're starting this push. Only risking 7 points. Here we are up 4.
You're up 4 points. 4 points on a NASDAQ trade, and you've been in it for a couple minutes now.
Let's get it. $5 points. And it's gone. Jay, you're echoing again. What?
It's all right, chat.
We got 3 more minutes left.
3 minutes. I did add to that gold long. I'm long 8, but I moved my stop up. So I'm risking about the same dollar-wise. But I do like the fact that we kind of came down and tested this 50% of this high volume. We held it 3 times. So looking for this break up. Again, didn't increase my dollar-wise risk. Just move my stop to a point of invalidation.
Got it.
Jackson Wayne, I've never heard of that before. But if it helps you pass accounts, do what you got to do.
All right. Yeah, this is what a market. What a market. There was just long or short, nothing's we went up, we went down, and now we're sideways. We got so used to the crazy volatility over the past 2 months. And now look at us fighting for.
I don't think we're in the clear. We might be talking about a crazy slow markets on Wednesday.
Yeah, we're not in the clear, and this is part of where some nights it's super volatile and crazy, and tonight it's flatlined, right? So there's still not that great for overnight. Holding a trade overnight. No overnight slow market trades. I think this is where we're gonna end it, Jay.
I think so. Let's do it.
I think so. I'm gonna go ahead and lock in. Let's see if we could lock in a couple points here and close this trade and maybe call it good. Let's just lock in a couple points. If we could get a nice little spike in volatility.
I'm gonna answer a question real quick from Danny Brown. Best trading books. For me, any of the Market Wizards books, the whole series, doesn't really get very technical. Just kind of talking about people's story. I think those are pretty cool. Brian Shannon book on Anchored VWAP and trading in the zone.
Trading in the zone. And that's it.
That's it.
We got that little spike in volatility going into the top of the hour and call it good, man. So I'm probably going to go take an Epsom salt bath. I'm not feeling great, and take a good sleep. And yeah, tomorrow morning is a new day, everybody.
Ton of opportunity coming up. Be patient. Don't try to force anything. Markets present opportunities. We just had to wait. That's today's lesson.
All right. Take care, everybody. Thanks, Jay. I can't even find the outro button. Where's the outro button?
How do we get out of here?
How do we get out of here? It's Monday. All right, here we go.